What is up, and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess, and I'm here with my favorite Underdog fantasy pick'em plays for Tuesday, October 15th, 2024. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with promo code DAILYDOG, that's DAILYDOG at underdogfantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app, DAILYDOG, again, one word. 50% deposit match bonus. That means if you put $1,000 on the app, you get $500 for free to play with on top of your $1,000. If you put $2,000 on, you get $1,000 extra to play with. If you put $500, you get $250. If you put $100, you get $50. Lots of ways to skin the cat. Whatever your bankroll is, it's worth signing up with that promo code DailyDog to get that extra money to increase your chances of turning a profit. And I'll also say it's only a 1x rollover. So it's not like your money's going to be locked up and you got to, keep grinding it 30, 40, 50 times before you can take it out to take advantage of that massive 50% bonus. Just 1x. So use the money once, win some slips, pull that money out, and turn that profit. All right. So our slip for Monday Night Football was one leg short. Josh Allen did not throw an interception. Man, I thought the Jets were going to win that game. I thought they had a great shot to win that game. And the Jets, just at this point, just not a good team. Not very much good about them in any way, shape, or form. The defense looks soft. They are getting run on early and often in that game. They needed to make a stop in the fourth quarter. Josh Allen, tucks it and runs and ends the game right there on the final drive. There was some plays that Aaron Rodgers made. He was pretty good, actually. The O-line still stinks. Tyron Smith is 55 years old. He's not 55. He's actually my year. He's the same age as me. I remember in high school he was a top-rated tackle on Rivals.com. I'm not in my peak physical shape anymore, so I understand why Tyron Smith is not in his peak physical shape either. Missed some blocks, too, out in the space on the edge. Like, he just didn't block a corner at one point that on a end-around, or not an end-around, a pitch for Breece Hall, which was kind of weird. It was still a big gain, but it could have been a massive, massive gain if he would have made the block on the corner. But that's not neither here nor there. Let's talk about our Thursday night football slip. We're going to get one slip in for Thursday night football. Then we're going to do another one that is multi-sport today. And then we're going to do one MLB only slip. So we're going to start out with our Thursday night football early action. We're going to go Alvin Kamara, lower than 111.5 rushing plus receiving yards. A couple things here. Alvin Kamara is not 100% healthy. I know that he's been playing lately and he's been, questionable during the week and then active during the games. He doesn't look 100%, and he's gone lower than this number in his last two games. Also, a lot of the other guys on the Saints are probably injured in this one. Derek Carr being a big one, the quarterback being out, obviously changes the way that this offense functions. And then Rashid Shaheed on the injury report got banged up in the fourth quarter versus the Bucs on Sunday. And then also the concussion protocol for Chris Olave. Olave, short week, concussion protocol usually doesn't mix very well, especially when he got ejected from that game due to his concussion that he suffered on Sunday. So I'm assuming he's going to be out of this one. You take out Shaheed, you take out Olave. Taysom Hill, questionable. Maybe he's not going to play, maybe he's not. But what I'm getting at is Alvin Kamara is the only focal point of this offense. If you only have to worry about Alvin Kamara, a guy like Sean Payton, who's been around the league for a couple years, can scheme up a way to limit Alvin Kamara's productivity and really shut down this offense. So I really think Kamara is going to have a tough go at this. Yes, he's a big playback. Yes, he can do a lot of big things. But if he's already banged up and there's nobody else that the the Broncos defense has to worry about, Alvin Kamara's ability to make a difference with yardage is going to be severely limited. If they get in the red zone, I'm sure he can still score a touchdown and all that stuff. But I just think the total sum of his work is going to be quite limited. All right, on that same note, all these injuries, we're going to go Spencer Rattler, who's going to be starting at quarterback for Derek Carr, 99% sure, higher than 0.5 interceptions in this game. He threw 2 against the Bucs in a kind of back and forth affair. I think the secondary and the Broncos defense is also very good, and they're going to be able to put some pressure on Rattler. I think that Surtain is going to be out of this game, the best corner for the Broncos. But that said, it doesn't necessarily take, to be an all-pro level guy to pick off a rookie quarterback like Spencer Rattler, who's a little bit more of a gunslinger than a touch guy. He's going to take some shots in this game, and he's going to be dealing with some inexperienced wide receivers, and he's inexperienced himself. So not an ideal spot for the rattlesnake man himself. I'm happy to include him to throw an interception on this slip. I think it's very, very likely he throws a pick in this game. Next, we're going to go to Courtland Sutton. higher than 0.5 rushing plus receiving touchdowns. Courtland Sutton is the the wide receiver for the Broncos. He had an amazing acrobatic catch on Sunday for Bo Nix, and I think Bo Nix is just starting to realize, like, hey man, I know I'm not a gunslinger. I'm more of a game manager QB, but these NFL wide receiver ones like Courtland Sutton are actually ridiculous. If I just throw the ball in the air and give them a shot to make a play, they're usually going to do it. So I really love Courtland Sutton to score a touchdown in this game versus this weak Saints D. Early in the season, we thought the Saints D was going to be good. They have hit a wall. They've been getting torn up lately. So give me Courtland Sutton higher than 0.5 rushing plus receiving touchdowns in this game. This early Thursday Night Football slip is a 10.42x multiplier. So you put $10 down and you could win $104.20. All right, let's get to some cross-sport stuff here because there's a lot going on right now in the sports world. Obviously, we have baseball still going. We got college football going on today on this Tuesday, and we also have NHL going this Tuesday. So there's plenty of options and plenty of stuff for us to be making picks on. The first one, though, it's just pretty obvious. You got to go Tanner Bibee and Gerrit Cole, lower than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. I just think that the way that this series is playing up, there's going to be a lot of tense moments in the first inning. We got home on that pick yesterday for the 0 runs in the first inning as well in this series. And I just, simply put, I think it's going to happen again because I think Bibee and Cole are both good pitchers, and I think that it's a little bit tough to lead off with some runs here. I mean, there was opportunity on Monday for there to be a first inning run for basically both teams, but at the end of the day, these pitchers reined it in. They're at the peak of their ability right now. Gerrit Cole is looking as good as he's ever looked, in my opinion, at least in the postseason, in his first 2 starts of this postseason. So I'm happy to have him there. And then Tanner Bibee, also a stud. I know Soto and Judge are scary to face in the first inning, but again, I think he's going to be just fine there. All right, then we're going to go to Leon Draisaitl of the Edmonton Oilers, late hockey game, higher than 0.5 points in this game. Draisaitl only has 1 goal in the year, no assists yet. The Oilers are off to a terrible start. They've lost all 3 games they've played. All 3 of their games have been at home, and this game is also at home before they go on a little road trip. I think the Oilers are going to right the ship to an extent in this game. I'm not sure they're actually going to win this game. I think the Oilers might just be starting slow again like they did last year, and then all of a sudden they were a game away from winning the Cup. I think that the Oilers are going to not necessarily win. I mean, they're a big favorite, like minus 215 or something like that. So they should win, but that doesn't mean they will. And I think overall, though, their offense is going to get going a little bit here. Draisaitl and Connor McDavid are going to unite and get some points on the board. And just a half a point for Leon Draisaitl is very low for a guy of his caliber when it comes to scoring goals and getting assists. So I like that one on the slip. Next, we got to go to college football. We're going to the Louisiana Tech wide receiver Tru Edwards to have higher than 0.5 rushing plus receiving touchdowns against New Mexico State. He's the wide receiver 1. He's got 300-something yards on the year, got a couple touchdowns already. New Mexico State's defense absolutely atrocious. The total in this game is at like 50. It's a little bit low. I really think Tru Edwards has a good chance at scoring a touchdown in this game. He could even score multiple touchdowns in this game. I just have no faith in New Mexico State's defense. So give me Tru Edwards here. This slip's a little bit more conservative. We're going to go Bibee and Cole, less than 0.5 runs allowed in the first inning. Leon Draisaitl will score a point and Tru Edwards to score a touchdown. This is 4.8x. All right, last slip of the day. This is all MLB playoffs. We're going all one game here. We're going Jose Ramirez higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. He has done very well versus Gerrit Cole historically. He's got a couple home runs against him. He's batting like 353 against him in 34 at-bats. So I like Jose Ramirez to get stuff going here. And I actually just like the Guardians to kind of amplify their energy in this game and maybe get this win on the road and kind of get this series back on track. I also like Josh Naylor, the guy who's probably going to be batting right behind Jose Ramirez to have higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs in this game. He's got 3 home runs off of Cole in his career, so he can obviously do this all in one swing. If Jose Ramirez gets a hit, gets on base, then Naylor, hits a double and drives him home. We're knocking all of this stuff off the list. Last one, we're going Giancarlo Stanton, higher than 0.5 total bases. Stanton is the hottest guy in this series for the Yankees. I mean, Soto is also doing well, but Stanton feels like he's getting hits every game. half of a total base is just too low for a guy who's playing this well in the postseason. We know the postseason is about heating up and streaks and everything else. So I like Stanton on the slip. So this MLB playoff slip, ALCS slip, is Jose Ramirez higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, Josh Naylor higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, and Giancarlo Stanton higher than half a total base, 5.65x. All right, that's all I got for you today. Let's make some money.